In a world crying out for a top 10 show, John Roca and Matt Nost are here to bring you the top 10. Take it away, boys. Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of the Top 10 Show. I am John Roca.
I am Matt Nost.
Hey, look at that. I'm looking at you right now. Oh, it's our promised one video a month for our patrons episode. We did one. Our first one we did with Ryan Satin last month. Pretty cool. A lot of people were happy about it. So, we promised you we'd try to do it. Worked out on this lovely Friday to record this episode today, and you're getting it as a patron. If you are listening to just the audio, well,
exactly. Time to bump up.
Yep.
Time to bump up. Go to patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10 and join us over there if you'd like to see.
It's $20 and up, right?
You want to see basically what you can get for free already if you just watch Collider. John is on 17 things a day.
That's true. It's very
So you want to see him move his mouth a little more? Jump on over. I agree, though. I think we're going to get all of them.
Yeah?
I think we're going to get all of them.
And it's $20 and above, right? That's who gets this video. Is that correct? Or is it
yes.
$10? Okay, $20 and above.
20 and above.
So if you can bump up, feel free to do so. We're going to do, like we told you from the beginning when we jumped and started our own feed again, that we were going to do extra content, find ways to do new and interesting things for y'all. This is one of those things. So we'll go from here. Does that curtain bother you that it's like, can you see that curtain in the camera? Like that it's not covering the...
You can. It's over my shoulder.
Okay. Seeing if it bothers you at all. I don't want you to see it later and be like, I hated that the camera, blah, blah, blah.
No.
There we go.
I'll go for a couple of minutes and see how it looks, and then maybe I go back. And I just do that for 10 minutes. Who cares?
Yeah, fuck my OCD, I guess, Matt.
It's a matter of if they're looking at that and they're focused on that, they
enough.
give two shits what I'm saying.
Yeah, fair enough. You're not doing your job. We're not doing our job.
We're so in the background for you right now that you zone out and stare at soundproofing tile behind me. Enjoy if that's what you're tuning in for. Listen, maybe we're like an ASMR and they get a soothing thing if they can just look at some sort of image like this.
Oh, that's nice.
I've got one where you ever seen like a lamprey's teeth? It's a circular sucker and they latch on to sharks and whatnot.
Okay.
Patterns like that give me the heebie-jeebies. It makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up.
Interesting.
Any systematic, naturally occurring pattern, like in that small a form,
right?
It's weird. I've seen it every so often, but it makes the hairs on the back. It affects a small percentage of all people. Where I didn't even know it was a thing. I just Googled it one day. I was like, is there anybody else? And they're like, yeah, small percentage.
Am I the only one here?
It's such a weird thing, but I see it and I'm like, I don't like that.
Interesting.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that.
We all have our weird.
Yeah, we do. We certainly do.
No idea what that's from.
I don't know what it is, but I see sometimes I see certain kinds of material and I start to impulsively chew my cheek because I want to gnaw on the material that I see, but I can't.
Like what?
So like sometimes that pink installation shit, when I see it just sitting there, sometimes I want to sink my fucking mouth onto it and chew the fuck out of it, but I can't. So I sit there and chew my fucking cheek to try to get me over it. If I have to look at it or if I have to be around it, it can drive me insane. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember thinking that as a kid and being like, it looks like cotton candy.
Oh yeah, no, it's stayed with me all the way now. Whenever I see it, I'm just like,
and you bite your cheek.
Yeah. It's my way of like going like, I got to get the fuck out of this fucking shit. It goes me crazy because I can't do it. So I got to stop myself from doing it because every instinct of mine is to go do it.
That's crazy.
I know it's crazy.
Well, I know to never ask you to help me with an insulation job.
Oh yeah, no, I won't. I can't. I won't. And unless you blind me. If you blind me, then I'll do it. Like if you put
what's the point then of calling you if you're now blinded? It's not like your other senses are going to be heightened and you're going to become the best foam,
Daredevil
insulator.
foam
It's not going to happen. So
that's a funny little thing. What would happen to superheroes if they had to go work regular jobs but as superheroes?
Okay,
I get that Matt Murdock was a lawyer, but what if he couldn't be a lawyer anymore, but he had to wear the Daredevil outfit? His Daredevil coming to your house, Daredevil installation. Daredevil plumbing.
Why does he still have to wear the outfit?
That's part of the punishment, I think. I feel like.
So he's been found out because
Yes,
Murdoch
basically.
manages to live duplicitously.
Yeah.
And you're saying the jig is up. You're
Yeah.
Tom Holland in the next Superman. Everybody knows, or not Superman, Spider-Man, because everybody now knows who you are. If they make it, who knows? Let's,
Wow.
fingers crossed. Sony might take it in a different direction at this point.
They are. Absolutely. How you been, man? What's been going on with you? Where are we at with the house? What's the deal?
Close.
Yeah?
Close.
Okay.
We're close.
You can see, like, you're Dufresne. You're at the 400-yard mark, 400-yard line. You got 100 yards more to go, and then you'll be free.
One of the two will be done, could be done as early as probably like Tuesday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then the other one, we're at the final steps where this step, look, we can do it for 6 to 8 hours, but
Yeah.
then it has to cure for 24. We can't. It's on the floors. We can't be on the floors, so that takes us out of the equation. That's what we're trying to do last.
Yeah.
Just to bang that out. And that's hopefully sometime Monday or Tuesday of next week, and
Okay.
then we're on the home stretch there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work. Dude, so the day
Sorry.
that
Yeah.
I had to leave here, I can't remember when it was, but I think I told you off air. I was like, I got to
Yes.
go home and take tile off.
Yeah, at the shower.
At the shower. So
Right.
this is like a
See, some things I remember.
yeah, totally. It's just that one has come up so many times, whereas the shower's only come up once.
It's Pennywise. He makes me forget things.
Okay, it's true. It's true. And if you guys want to know what we're talking about, you could have gotten the audio feed yesterday. It'll be out on tomorrow on the main feed. Is our review of It, Chapter 2. It's a nice call forward for a lot of people.
Hey-oh.
So I had already spent. We wanted to take out a 1-inch strip to fix a couple tiles, and once we started taking off like the one row, not 1-inch strip, pardon me, 1 foot strip.
Yeah.
But it was 3 rows of tiles. Initially, we were trying to take off one row, and there was chip out, and went into the second. We're like, all right, if we take a foot row off, we're good to go. So it took me 7 hours to get it all off because this thing was made in a time where fucking showers were, the whole house was
Impenetrable.
over-engineered. Yes.
Yeah.
So I took off all that 1 foot around.
Yeah.
I had to buy a special tool and go through it. It took me 7 hours to get all that off. And then I saw you after I'd finished that, and it's like, dude, now I have to take all the tile off. And that took me 10 hours.
Oh, my God.
And we got to that, and the plumber's like, all right, I have to cut off this bottom 1 foot down, and we have him come in and hot mop, which is basically put tar up.
Yeah.
And then we'll just put it back, and we'll be good to go. So he took off the bottom foot, and it took him like 4 hours.
Holy
And he does this professionally. And then we got to behind that, and there was wood rot. So now we have to then I have to do demolition and tear all of it out.
Yeah.
So it was like, at this point, I told my wife last night, because then I had to go in and fix grout after we paid Tyler's to come in. And
Right.
They did a beautiful job until the very last step, and they fucked up half the grout.
Oh.
So I had to spend 14 or 16 hours total over
Jesus.
2.5 days of, I have a 1-inch long little, it looks like a razor blade on the end of a fork.
Yeah.
Kind of, that's the angle of the tool. It's about
Yeah.
its length as well. But the razor blade has rough edges. It looks like kind of metallic, thick sandpapery type of, that gives you a rough idea.
Okay.
And I just went through and I shaved down the grout lines in between slowly but surely.
Jesus.
Slowly but surely.
Oh, my God.
Because that was the only way. It's either that or tear out all the tile and regrout.
Oh.
Just like, well, that's going to take
Yeah.
how much cost and how much time? And it was like, fuck this shower. Fuck it right up its ass. I told my wife yesterday, it's like, I have spent over 2 days of hours in this shower just fixing this fucking shower.
Yeah.
Had we just torn it down from day one, it would have cut out at least a day of
Oh,
24
wow.
hours of my work. But we tried to do it in steps.
Yeah.
And that step was like, no, we got to go further. No, we got to fuck you. Fuck you. Dude, I mean,
That sounds horrible, dude.
I took out.
Ugh.
So from the shower alone, and all the tile was basically already out. So just what is supposed to be like now is cement board. Looks like drywall, but it's called cement board.
Okay.
It's pretty heavy. You just put it up and then whatever.
You're right.
This was fucking cement on top of their version of cement board, and I moved 1,000 pounds, over 1,000 pounds of rubble from that shower, just from all the cement board and leftover tile.
Jesus
But
Christ.
that's not including 75% of the tile weight.
Right,
That
right.
is just concrete on top of concrete on top of concrete. Out of this fucking shower, man.
Oh, my God.
So that's why I haven't been on Sports Time, guys. It's shit like that where you're like,
We got there.
dude, I can bang this job out in this many hours. And
Yeah.
you're like, do this job. Said, no, you cannot. It's been one after another. But once it's done, it's fucking fucking done.
Well, you should treat yourself to a week in Jamaica or something.
I'm
you don't do a
close.
fucking thing.
So close.
Just
Still got a lot of
lie
work to do.
Well, speaking of sports time, what's your reaction now? And this will go up. This will go up Tuesday. This will go up Tuesday, so you can still talk about how the Bears.
Yeah.
Are you worried, Trubisky? I mean, he looked like shit last night, dude.
He looked so bad.
Dude, he looked so bad.
So bad,
Like
man.
you were watching this go, like, because when Homie had that hitch and go, that's a touchdown. If he just drops it, a teardrop, and he completely blew that throw so much so that Davis was like pounding the ground in frustration.
He botched so many throws.
Oh yeah, man.
So many throws. Alex Akos texted me, or not texted me, tweeted me, just whatever. This is how I, after Trubisky sails an early one, and I was like, it's early in the season, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, I'm going to be positive on this. It's early in the season. He didn't do shit in preseason.
Right.
Let's see what he can do. And it's just bad throw after bad throw. And I was like, the defense did.
Oh, the defense was incredible.
You held Aaron Rodgers to 10 points.
Yeah.
When he's healthy, he's had more than enough health. He's got decent weapons around him.
He does.
Jones looked, looks like he might be able to do a little something this year.
Yeah.
Their wide receiver core looks legit.
Yeah.
Graham may or may not be washed up. I think he's got something left in the tank.
He got a touchdown.
He did, but
Yeah.
well,
the thing is, there was only one big play. It was that 54-yard throw.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they gave up.
I mean, look, when we were 1st and 40 at the start of the fourth quarter, I watching that series and I was like, oh, of course, hands to the face, 1st and 30. And another one after that, I was like, man, this is going to be last season. Everybody was like, look, you lost the opener of last year. We lost it. We were a hair's breadth away, and we looked good the whole game.
Yep.
Khalil Mack looked nothing short of stellar. And tonight, we looked like the Bears.
Yeah.
Or not tonight, but last night, we looked like the Bears.
The Bears of old.
Yes,
that's great defensive, but can't do it on offense.
Offense is just inept.
I thought it was ironic as hell that they opened the game with the 1985 Bears coming out, and I was just like, this is ironic as hell because the last time y'all had a decent quarterback behind center that could take you anywhere. No offense to Rex Grossman who took him to the Super Bowl, but like McMahon is the one. And Cutler being there too. I thought was bad
was
karma.
the best quarterback. On my Bears in my lifetime.
Okay. All right.
Harbaugh had I'm not pardon
Oh
me,
yeah,
Harbaugh,
Harbaugh.
He had a fine Kramer and I lived through a lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah. Was it Tommy Kramer or Eric Kramer?
Eric Kramer.
Okay.
And yeah, McMahon, it's nothing against McMahon, but it was in essence 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And Cutler was more consistent over his ceiling could have been much better.
Right.
I guess I take McMahon, like if you picking a team, but Cutler has more talent.
Yeah. But that's the thing with Cutler is the frustrating thing people felt.
Well, you could also say
could never get him up.
The game has opened up more for quarterbacks, so there's more of them that looked better over time. But I just think it's those kids get into training at such a young age, quarterback camps, and then you do one-on-one stuff. You have real talent.
Right.
And you've been getting coached way better than he ever did.
Yeah.
So, and we're getting more of those guys to the league. So just the talent pool, it's nothing against him.
Yeah.
It'd be tough for him to make the league now.
Yeah.
Because he needs to be bigger. If he's going to be that short, then he needs to have just a cannon of an arm like Drew Brees.
Yep, absolutely.
So there are trade-offs, but that has nothing to do with this week's show.
No,
but
it was. I just wanted to ask you.
It's fine. It wasn't the end of the world.
No,
we can rectify that. D looked good, so we could be solid. But I don't think we can. If that's indicative of our offense's potential output, which it has been in the past under Trubisky, then we're going to be fighting for the division possibly and won't do shit in the playoffs.
I don't know, man. I don't think you guys are going to make the playoffs. I don't. And I feel this way. And not because I want anything.
We have a tough schedule.
Yeah, you have a first-place schedule, and you have a quarterback that's not going to inspire confidence in your defense. And eventually, the defense is going to be on the field too much, and they're going to start rebelling. And you don't want that.
Well, but they were so good at stifling Rodgers by and large, too. It was even rest throughout. It's not like the Super Bowl against the Colts where the defense was out on the field 75% of the game, and eventually Peyton Manning beat them. Yeah. But it took them the entire game to beat that defense.
Yeah, true.
Give him enough tries, though, that dude is good and you will lose.
True. But I just know by the 8th week of the season, if Trubisky's still selling those kind of passes and you guys are 3-4 or whatever, I think the defense, like the Jacksonville defense, will just eventually give up on the fucking team, man. Be like, fuck this. We're not going to play that hard.
Good chance of that.
Yeah.
Look, if it goes south, it goes south.
I just think it's a shame, man, because I think Nagy's a good coach. I think you have a great defense. I think you got good weapons on the fucking offensive side of the ball. What's his face? That Jacksonville receiver came back as a Bear. He was looking good last night, and so you're like, all you need.
We have the talent.
Yeah, you have the talent.
Except at the position that matters most.
It's insane to me. It's insane to me. And the fact that he passed over Deshaun Watson and Mahomes to pick up that kid is even more crazy. But that's the NFL.
Well, Watson went higher than
No, because Trubisky was 2. Remember, y'all traded up to 2 to select him second.
See, I never watched the draft.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Yeah, Mahomes and Watson were later
I know
on.
Mahomes was later on.
Yeah.
I thought Watson was higher for some reason, just because of his raw skill.
You would think.
Yeah. Well, he was, a great player in college.
Yeah, well, that's what's frustrating about Trubisky. Had sat on the bench for 3 years.
We should probably get the movies.
All right, fine. Let's jump into the situation.
It's a movie show. We were talking
Yeah,
nonstop
but people
sports.
like our sports talk.
They do, but there's also sports time
That's
and,
true,
and
that's
dropping
true.
times
That's
and
true. Yeah, that's true. All right, well, let's jump into this thing.
By the way,
Yeah.
I might have to change EPL teams.
Oh, no, what happened to Sheffield?
Just so you know.
They tied Chelsea at Chelsea.
Yeah, but Ashley Prowse said, hey, just so you know, and they've been tied to the Bin Laden family through some $4 million exchange of money. I don't know what the exact exchange is,
Yeah.
but now they have a fiduciary relationship.
Gotcha.
with the Bin Laden family. Now, look, they're a Saudi family, and there's a lot of them.
Who's Ashley's team?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe he's got some.
Maybe he did say.
Maybe these-
he got some motives. I
Yeah.
didn't read the article. I just saw the tweet, and I was like, in the middle of doing all the stuff that I just talked about, doing that type of stuff, just take a 10-minute break every once and again. And I was like, oh, well, it's got one of those things. That's enough for me right now. I'll go, hey.
No one's going to tie you to Bin Laden.
It's not that. It's if I'm arbitrarily picking, maybe I don't pick the one
Okay.
that has ties to a dude that's, not the best.
Fair enough. I appreciate that concern, but I always take any EPL fans' advice with a grain of salt because they always have ulterior motives about what teams they want you and don't want you to cheer for. You can come up with any kind of bullshit for any team to not cheer for them. For
I mean,
God's
we met
sakes.
him in London, so he seemed like a decent enough chat.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. I think we made the measure of him, and we didn't find him wanting.
It's true. That's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, let's move on to this week's topic. We are doing the top 10 Wall Street movies based on the movie that's coming out. What movie we were talking about?
I can't remember because you texted me.
Oh, yeah, I did.
and
I apologize. Let me.
You were
take a
like,
look
hey,
here.
what about this for this? And I was like, bingo, bango, bongo.
Yeah, I'm gonna get so much shit for this. The fans are like, how come Rogan
I know
keeps
it
trying to
wasn't
find out?"
Hustlers.
It was Hustlers because of Wall Street. That's on the Wall Street. Yes.
Oh, that's a Wall Street movie?
Yeah. It's inspired by the viral New York Magazine article. Hustlers follows a crew of savvy former strip club employees who band together to turn the tables on their Wall Street clients. So there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think of Wall Street movies. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
it takes place with and on Wall
It takes place on Wall Street. It's a strip club on Wall Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good go.
So it counts.
Oh, yeah. I was just saying for this list, but I didn't know what the movie is based on.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't know. People are going so crazy about this movie in the pundit world, and it's could be an Oscar. And I'm like, it's a Jennifer Lopez movie about strippers. What the fuck is everybody talking about? She hasn't had a good movie in 20 fucking years, and you can tell me Hustlers is like, get the fuck out of here. It just blows my mind.
Who knows?
Who knows? I've never seen someone do more with so less, and I don't get it. She can't sing. She can barely dance. She can barely act, and yet somehow she is this revered $15 million a year person on her talent show.
Well, it's not
I'm like,
for her.
come on.
It's not for her talent, man.
I know it's for her.
It's for her ability to get people to follow what she does.
I don't know. I don't get it.
She has captivated the world, and she has. You may not be part of that world that
I
I'm
am
speaking
not.
of. Neither
I
am
am
I.
not.
But at the same time, that's why it's not like
Yeah.
this woman is the greatest actor, singer, dancer you've ever seen in your life. No one said that.
Right. Well, no, some people have said that.
Well, that's
She's
fine.
my queen and all that bullshit.
Totally.
I can't.
Look, everybody has their heroes. That's part of that 15 million that are willing to follow her, or whatever the number is.
It's true. It's true.
So
Plus, she's with that douche, Alex Rodriguez, who I really hate. I wish he'd never wore our pinstripes. Anyway, so that's what we're jumping in. We'll talk to the.
got a championship out of it. Yeah. You got a championship out of it. I realize that means less to you, but anyway, enough with sports talk. You guys want us to barrel into baseball talk? Let's do it. I don't know shit anymore. If you want to go back to 6 years ago and then everything up until like 1982,
Yeah, you're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Robin Yount, George Brett. That's all in your vocabulary.
Yeah, exactly. It's just this new crop. Look, I used to follow Kershaw when he was new into the league for the first few years.
Me too.
And He was on my list of guys I wanted to see because I was still following baseball and got to see him, etc. But 6 years ago, something just stopped.
I get it.
Flat out.
Everybody hits their wall they hit, I think.
I'm out.
All right, so we're going to break this thing down. Matt, you want to tell them how the show works?
Once we set a topic, we go our individual ways and create personal top 10 lists. Show back up here. I do my bottom 3, he does his bottom 3, I do my next 2, he does his next 2, then we trade one apiece. Once we have revealed our personal top 10 list, we create the shows between us. Hey, but how, but ho, but I.
Hey, sold. All right.
I almost got into auctioneering.
Really?
Because a friend of mine does it. He does charity auctions and makes very good money.
No, but he does those charity auctions where he walks from person to person and is like, we're selling this.
No.
Right.
He's a comic.
Right.
And
he's not the guy sitting out there going,
he's putting on a show. No, he does that as well.
Oh, really?
He leads the auction. He's entertainment for the evening. And
there's good, most people make good money.
Yeah, corporate clients come in and pay a decent amount. He kills for holiday charities because everybody wants to get that, paid before the,
of course,
and also right before the fiscal year ends.
Right.
It's time for giving.
It's true.
But he was like, "You want to get it?" I thought about it for a while. Like, went out. I helped him on a couple gigs just to see what it was.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll throw you a few $100. Just come out, and all you'll do is stand in the crowd and just, if I miss somebody, point them out. That's all you got to do. I'll give you a few $100, and I think you'd be good at this. And I was like, kind of looking around. It was interesting, but it was not it was like, I don't think I can.
Yeah.
Because he's a guy who just relishes wanting to be that life of the party.
Right. You're not built that way.
I want to just tell the jokes.
Yeah.
Get up there and here's what I prepared. I'll interact with you. I have zero problem with that.
Right.
But I don't want to be. I've had to do the juggling act for 90 minutes. It's exhilarating. It's also exhausting.
Yes.
And to do that every time, knowing it's like that's not my going into it. That's not what I want. If it ends up there, fantastic.
Right.
Who cares?
Right. You don't seek it.
Well, if it's the same thing every time, the repetition bores me.
Thank God we've maintained.
I know
non-repetition.
Well, we put in our bullshit. We talk about sports.
That's what I'm saying. It keeps us alive. So, and fans have been complaining lately that we don't do enough tangents. So, I'm just saying. Anyway, all right. What's your number 10, my man?
Look, they can suck it. How about that?
Whoa.
I will fight each and every one of you. Right there. That's for the video, and that's for the people that like us most. If you got a problem, you come to Los Angeles right now. You bring the war to my shore. I will take you on.
I like that. That's good.
It's a variation of I only have.
It's good. War to my shore is good.
War to my shore. Well, the other one is war. It's a war on the shore. I've used that.
War on the shore is good.
I've used that for us for something stupid, and for you, I just remember because every time I do it, it's just. Anytime you think of the 4th of July, it's the war on the shore.
Right.
It's the battle of this versus this. You're just doing a bad wrestler. Or commentator.
Right.
It's all your
Saturday the 8th. That's right. Mighty Matt Osta takes you on to the War on the Shore.
The shittiest nickname in the history of nicknames.
Don't miss out.
The worst.
All right. What's your number 10, my man?
So when you initially offered up.
I love these explanations.
Well, offered up. This is the weird thing. I sent back. I was like, within 30 seconds, I was like, I got to 5 or whatever the number was.
7 you said.
7.
Yeah.
Super quick. Problem is, I got to 7. No joke, man. After that, I was like, okay, I haven't seen that.
And you were like,
there aren't Wall Street specific where it takes place on Wall Street. Mm-hmm. There's
Wall Street connected, Wall Street adjacent. I threw on this list too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tried to. There is some Wall Street adjacent.
Right.
But by and large, it's about Wall Street. It's on Wall Street because I didn't know Hustlers was two worlds colliding. Wall Street was part of the story.
I didn't want to do 10 stripper movies. I didn't feel like doing that.
No, you sent that, and this doesn't really.
Yeah.
There's not even 10.
Are there 10? Well, yeah, striptease, showgirls.
What's the one with the blue iguana?
Oh, that's Dancing at the Blue Iguana.
There you go.
Right with Daryl.
That one's all right.
Yeah, that one was all right.
Showgirls sucks. The one with Demi Moore sucks.
Yeah, striptease sucks.
There's not a lot.
There's not a lot.
But Wall Street, surprisingly, given all the number of things that happened down there, to me there wasn't a lot.
No, and some of them are like documentaries or TV documentaries.
I cheated.
Yeah,
I cheated flat out.
I'm sure you did.
Well, I got to it and I was like, there's one theatrical that I hadn't seen. I was like, that maybe would make a list. It could make yours.
Yeah.
And then like 2 others I'd never heard of.
Oh.
And then I looked them up and everybody was like, it doesn't really fulfill on its promise in the beginning.
Right.
And, so-and-so was great, but the rest of the film was kind of flat. And I was like, well, I'm not going to make time to go back for something that's not going to make my list.
Right.
So, there cheats flat out.
So, all right, let's jump into it then.
Ordered accordingly. Number 10 is Okay, well, with that caveat aside, then I will go with my original order. 10 is Boiler Room.
All right, that's a punt.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought about putting it higher, but
I like it.
9 is Enron, the smartest guys in the room.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, so I would have probably put it on if I'd seen it because it got
Okay.
a lot of good reviews.
It did. It's also just to see the corporational largesse and guys acting in a way so that their downfall was because they could because they were in the natural gas, mainly commodities market, or buying and selling futures, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
That's what they built their company, like what part of their company around. And they could do something. I can't remember what the machination was called, but they could do something where the profits on this trade, they could forecast out to what they think they would make 10 years in the future and take those profits now.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you're just crystal balling what you think you're going to make in the commodities market
Right,
in 5 to 10 years. Like, that is horse shit. I'm sure some of these are safe plays, but they're talking about how reckless they were.
Yeah.
Well, of course, you're trying to forecast the future, and that shit's going to blow up in your face eventually.
Yeah.
And it did. And the fact that it got to this size, and I know the whole pish-posh of how does something like this happen? Like, hey, this is going to happen until there are no more corporations.
Yeah. Humans are I think humans by their nature can be quite greedy.
Yeah, they'll take advantage of the system and exploit it.
Of course.
That's what all these movies are.
And they'll complain if you take advantage of the system because they couldn't take advantage of the system in the same way. That's what I find funny. All these people who cheat on their taxes are the same ones crying about people getting handouts in the world. I'm like, you cheat on your fucking taxes. Kiss my ass. If you're cheating the government, if you accuse them of cheating the government, but you're cheating the government, what's the fucking difference?
True. I think their rationale would be on some of those individuals. They're making a lot of money, and like, you have no idea how much tax I pay. So if I can save myself X, considering how much I have paid this year, yes, I make a lot, but if this was your paycheck and they took this much, you're telling me you wouldn't try and steal back 1%? That's another human emotion of this. I earned this. This is mine.
Rationalization, of course.
It is.
Of course.
Everybody's got their corner.
Yeah.
So in this one, their corner was, we're going to get rich and fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Basically.
Basically. And they had connections right up the board all the way to the White House.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you get to be a company this large without having those connections.
Yep.
So
that's what was fascinating watching that Theranos documentary. Have you watched that one on HBO yet about that woman? The woman who created those things that supposedly could test your blood with a pinprick.
Oh, that did the voice alter?
Yeah.
And now speaks with a really interesting register.
Oh, it's really down here.
Yeah.
I forget. I think it was there. Varvatos.
It's not quite,
Yeah.
Was she a great big fat person?
It just poked in your blood. She was. Yeah. So anyway, I watched the documentary it's an engrossing documentary.
Sure that it is.
Documentary.
Her story is so weird.
But it's like total fucking lies and sham.
Lies.
And
it's a pyramid scheme.
Never admitting it.
Of course
never admitting it. It's phenomenal. And then playing victim while she's being interviewed for the documentary. I found that to be incredible. Man.
Because in her mind, perhaps this is inevitably going to be made anyway. She's just the first to realize it, so she knows she's not wrong.
Right.
Like, we will have this blood testing one day. Trust me.
Right.
And it's just a matter of willing it now into existence.
I'm going to take advantage of it while I can.
Yeah. Cheat the system. Well, yeah. That's Enron for you. Okay.
What's your number 8?
Number 8 is a TV movie, Barbarians at the Gate.
James Garner?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Yeah.
HBO movie. He's the head of RJR Nabisco, and it's getting.
I remember this book. This book was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember when the movie came out long after, but Barbarians on the Gate was a cool phrase. It always stuck with me.
Yeah.
And of course, honestly, it plays into my love of the Romans and whatnot, because that's what it is, the Barbarians at the Gate.
You do love those Romans.
I do love those Romans, man. I've spent a lot of time with them doing these long shifts. I've listened to a lot of history podcasts.
True. I'm sure you have.
I now have a greater understanding of why the triumvirate formed.
Oh.
The motivations from all the different actors within it, and how they were orchestrating those plans to manipulate the others to get what they want, and vice versa, sometimes helping, sometimes hurting. I spent a lot of time with those three.
Wow.
A lot of time with those three.
Respect.
When will that ever come up and be helpful in my life? I don't know. Probably
Jeopardy?
never.
Maybe Jeopardy?
Maybe Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Give me things Matt's listened to a lot of for 600.
I'll take the Romans for 1,000, Alex.
Yeah. Roman history, no snows. Can I just blindly go daily double on this? I realize that's not how the show works, but I'm pretty sure the 2000, I got that. I'll bet it all. Not a problem. Yeah, so Barbarians at the Gate. So Gardner is the head of RJR Nabisco.
Yeah.
And eventually gets to the point where he would either have to step down or buy the company, and someone floats the idea of how you would actually do that, and it gets into a competition of buying that company outright from the investors and taking it private, and a private equity firm, so to speak. And it's a true story of just how these two sides leveraged each other against one another for the biggest leveraged buyout up until that point in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
For 20 billion or 25 billion or something. And you hear that number now and you're like, really? That's it? It was like crazy? 1991, 1992. Yeah. But, now that seems like, that's ridiculous.
But adjusted for inflation, I don't know what 25 billion now would be.
For a company that large, there's no way, even for adjusted for inflation over the past 20 years, that 25 billion is now maybe.
I don't know.
If it was a difference, I think, from 1970 to 1990 as opposed to 1990 to, well, that'd be 2019, almost 30 years. Yeah, you might be closer.
Maybe.
Let's look it up.
Okay.
I want to see when it was. I want to say it was like 1992.
Yeah.
The movie or the book is based on the event.
If you can, exit out of all the Roman things you have up.
All my tabs open right now. Let's see.
I love it.
I got 40 tabs, but none of them, I think only one or two of them are.
Are Romans?
Yeah.
Okay. Dominus Ominous. Man. Let's see. All right.
Come on, pull it up. Originally published in 1989, so even further.
Okay. So, 89. All right. We're going back to 25 billion in 1989.
Yeah.
How many zeros are in 25 billion? 9?
Yeah.
Does that look right to you?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. In January 1989 to July 2019, 25 billion is.
Well, it's September, if you can adjust for that.
Wow.
Maybe it makes it a little bit closer and, furthering your argument.
Yeah.
I'm helping you.
No, I get it. No, totally. But it's telling me that it can't do it right now because the number's too high. Let's see.
Really? It broke the internet. Inflation is that bad in the devaluation of the currency.
Let me see here. 20.
We got to get back on the gold standard, it sounds like, until we start making up gold.
Gold.
Yeah, it's going to all be Bitcoins. Cryptocurrency, man. That's where you got to go. By the way, I don't know a damn thing about any of that crap.
Oh, about cryptocurrency?
No, I got friends that are so hardcore into it.
Yeah,
and you hear them and like, dude, it's like you're describing your dream to me right now. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't care.
You're like, I don't get it.
I don't care.
Wow.
It's like listening to someone, describe where they drove somewhere. So then I took a left on, I don't give a fuck. I don't. Just get to the goddamn story.
Get to the story. Yeah. Only use numbers. Okay. Oh, maybe that's the problem is that I'm putting in these commas and that's throwing the whole thing off.
Could be.
1980.
You're very formal. That's what we know about.
Yeah, true. It's the terrible truth.
When you do actually put pen to paper, it's with a quill. So it's impressive to watch. It's on his desk if you guys have ever seen pictures.
Okay. What 25 billion would cost? Whoa, shit.
Come on.
It says, I think if I'm right, 511 146,767. Oh no, wait. Okay.
So you're saying $511 billion? So it's $500 million.
It would
or $500 billion.
$500 billion.
There's no way.
No?
There's no way.
And it's too far? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
To go
7,
up that
8,
much?
9. So 51 million. 114.
51 billion.
Yeah.
51 billion.
I'm sorry, 51 billion. 100 and,
okay, so it's doubled.
Right, 114,676,769.
Okay, still seems way too low then. 25 billion does not seem crazy.
Yeah. Fair.
But I'm guessing the Dow was not trading above 10,000 at that point. Now, if we dip below, 20,
right,
the world lights its hair on fire. It does. And you're like, Look at the historical metric of this thing. It ballooned in the past 20 years.
Yeah, true.
As we just started fictionalizing everything. Money's whatever we mean it is. You're like, okay, good system, guys. Good system.
Gotta love
I
it.
mean, gold is arbitrary in itself.
Yes.
But at the same time, at least it has some intrinsic value in that you can use it in electronics. You can make jewelry out of it. It has real-world properties
Yep.
instead of, an arbitrary decimal place.
To what it is. All right, let me try one more time. I just want to make sure I got this right. If $10 million in 1989 to what is it? Fuck this shit. It says it can't go above 10,000. This is bullshit. All right, let's move on.
There's no way.
Let's move on. That was your number 8, right? Barbarians at the Gate?
That was my number 8.
Okay. Now, my number 10 is Margin Call.
That's a punt.
Okay, all right. Then my number 9 is Wall Street 2, Money Never Sleeps.
I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I saw it the once. I haven't seen it since.
Oh, gotcha. I liked the movie. I thought it was some good work from Shia and from Michael Douglas in this. Revisiting what happened in Wall Street, Gordon Gekko and all of that, having him, like Shia, fall in love with the daughter of Gordon Gekko and then really come face to face with what he's willing to do and not willing to do for success, for the money, and what he has to go through. And I found it to be a good update to the story. And, Gekko gets out of prison and he's trying to find his way back to his money. And you know what? A scorpion is a scorpion. If you're going to let him ride on your back, what do you think is going to happen? So
yeah,
I enjoy that about the movie very much.
I'm trying to do the same thing, and I think I hit upon the site you used.
Yeah.
And it did the same. It's like, can't go above 10 million.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Can't help you.
Why would I want to go back and find out how much a gallon of milk was? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not going back for 72 cents. Yeah. I want to hear the Civil War, they stole $8,000 and they killed 57 people to do it. And you're like, what is $8,000 worth?
Right.
But at that point, that was, a much more stable system as opposed to now. All right, let's try this one.
Okay.
1989.
This is thrilling radio.
It is, isn't it? You got to love this. Yeah, 51 billion. 51 billion, 728 million, $24,193 and 55 cents.
Boom.
So that's not crazy.
Yeah, it's not. No.
So what do you got next?
Oliver Stone directed that one as well. Wall Street Money Never Sleeps. Who else is in this thing? Anybody else in this thing? No, Frank Langella. That's right. He plays I think the main guy they're trying to take down. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
All right. Then my number 8 is Inside Job. Did you put that one on your list?
Which one is that about? No, I don't have
Inside Job is the documentary about Wall Street.
Okay. Didn't see it.
It's for me. I really enjoyed the movie. It's a documentary from Charles Ferguson about the financial crisis that happened in the late 2000s and how it related to Wall Street. How it was all kind of where it generated from, and looking at the systemic corruption of what's happening in our financial systems and our financial services. Some of these films, dude, are really, really tough to watch because, like this one that's out on Netflix that I really want to watch, The Great Hack. I'm scared to watch it because, once you watch these films, there's no going back. Once you have the information, you are, the fig leaf then comes over your penis. You're just like, oh shit, I'm naked in the Garden of Eden. It just kind of opens up your eyes to these things. And you're like, oh fuck, now I have to be worried about this. Now I have to worry about that. Now I have to have that in my head when I'm doing this. And so this is one of those ones that I was looking at. I was like, Jesus Christ, the level of corruption, the level of inherent systemic prejudice towards a person of poverty or who has no money. It is absolutely built to take advantage of you from beginning to end. Literally, our financial systems are built on that saying, a fool and his money are soon parted. It's absolutely built that way.
A sucker's born every minute.
Right, exactly. It's so uncomfortable.
That's capitalism, baby. Huh? You're just a dollar sign to me, my man.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
Ultimately, if all free market enterprise was allowed to be, unchecked, we would cannibalize one another.
Yeah, probably true.
We would.
Yeah,
because unfortunately, someone's motivations are going to be so purely one-sided that they're going to have a calamitous effect on the rest of us.
Oh, sure.
A triggering type of – because size of corporations now, that's why that $51 billion, it's like this is a drop in the bucket. I bet you the liquidity of Apple at given times, maybe not $51 billion, but they've had billions on hand.
Sure.
And now $51 billion, billion-dollar acquisitions of companies all the time.
Yeah, man.
This doesn't mean shit.
How do I get my access to that kind of money? That'd be nice.
Well, first off, cut yourself open and remove your soul.
Yeah, basically. That's a good
That's step one. And then step two, I would say going down the paths of either economics or computer, science.
Yeah.
Because now Wall Street is dominated by quants and people that just crunch numbers.
Yep.
And set up algorithms that can predict the future stability or volatility of the market.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of bullshit.
It's a very, very true point. All right. Anyway, it's a fantastic documentary. If you haven't watched it, it's broken up into 5 parts, and they explore like how this all came about systemically and step by step, and then what they think is going to happen for the future. And I haven't gone back to see it in a while to see to see if their predictions were accurate or not. So I can't wait to go back. Well, I can't wait. But when I'm ready to go back to it, I will and see how much of their predictions came true here in 2019 and beyond. So we'll see. All right, what's your number 7, Matt Nost?
7 is the punt from earlier, margin call.
Okay, cool.
Not that much. Would you have 9?
I had it at 10.
10.
Yeah. Only because I don't run back and watch this thing over and over again. But I'll watch Wall Street. I'll watch Inside Job at some point.
Because there are so few movies about Wall Street itself, that's why I bumped it up just a little bit more for me. The idea of the people that were basically saw the tsunami and knew that they were going to be part of that wave of tsunami of destruction and tried to get out, basically, in essence. They could either be at the crest of the wave or at the trough of the wave, and they chose to be at the crest. And it was, unfortunately, for their motivations, the smarter move. This inevitably is going to break. We can't stop it. We might as well fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that is coming.
Yep. Don't disagree.
Yeah. So to see just, hey, we're highly leveraged and we've overextended ourselves and based all this on a forecasting model. Now we've been outside of that for what's like a week or something. Mm-hmm. We've already hit our all-time highs. We're carrying too much on our margins, and if we get called on all of this, that's more than our liquidity. We can't cover it. We're destroyed. And beyond that, by orders of magnitude.
Right.
It's depressing. It is. When Tucci was like, I made a bridge. I was an engineer before I came to this, and he talks about how that singular bridge has actually helped humanity more than he ever has.
Yeah.
When it just describes all the attributes of what it's managed to do. It saved people from traveling X number of miles, which translates into this many minutes over the course of the average life expectancy. So I saved this community X in the past, and you're like, with that one bridge.
Yeah. The irony of that moment is the reasons he's giving out, the analytical reasons he's giving out for why he was able to do that and how he was able to save all that money is the exact same skills he's using now to doing what he does. So it was like, I see your point, but you're proving your point by using the exact same things that put you into this situation, which is your incredible analytical ability.
And he profited.
Yeah.
Ultimately, when they bought his silence for the day.
Yeah. That day, yeah. Yep. Ugh, yeah. But a lot of good performances in this film, a lot of good acting in this film. And it's not like there's other films that come across and do Wall Street, and it's like way more dynamic. This was very just systematic how it went about showing you what happened.
Day.
Yeah, exactly, which I appreciated. Mm-hmm. And then you saw, what would happen. You wouldn't have histrionics. It's more like an overwhelming thing of what you're seeing happening. Like you're shocked as it goes along. So yeah, definitely. All right, what's your number 6?
6, surprised it went this low, Trading Places.
Oh, slight punt.
Okay.
My number 7, American Psycho.
That's a punt.
Okay, fair. My number 6 then is Glengarry Glen Ross.
How is that a Wall Street movie?
Well, because of what they're doing. The guy comes from Wall Street when Alec Baldwin shows up to tell them what he's going to do with the leads, is trying to get them to come up.
He's from Wall Street? Because they're real estate salesman.
Yeah, but he's coming from the company from the Wall Street company. Like they've got.
I forget that detail. Even though I've seen it a million times, I just no association with Wall Street.
Okay, yeah,
okay.
Because they're trying to get these guys to sell these.
Hey,
things,
look, awesome movie.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It is. Mm-hmm. If you didn't like Jack Lemmon before, you're going to love Jack Lemmon.
Yeah,
because it's not even like his nicest nice guy. He's kind of put upon, and life hasn't been as good to him as he had hoped.
Right.
And Pacino, it's a good performance for Pacino. Yeah, Baldwin's character was written for this movie. Mm-hmm. It crushes it. Now I can't imagine the play without it.
Yeah.
You have Ed Harris.
Yes.
And
this guy, I'm not going to do that.
Alan Arkin?
Yeah, Arkin. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Kevin Spacey?
Spacey, that's right.
Yeah, he's Williamson. Jonathan Pryce is the victim of Ricky Roma, which is Al Pacino's character.
Okay.
I don't think there's anybody else but those. Oh, and then there's the cop guys, but those are guys that are character actors that you've seen in a million things. But everyone else is pretty much the main people that you see that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Right? Ed Harris, Alec Baldwin, all those guys. Roman.
It's a stellar cast.
Yeah, absolutely stellar cast. Fantastic play. But yeah, I mean, cause to me, they're essentially Wall Street guys selling their shares of shit, trying to get people to buy in the fantasy of what they're selling, and then in the end, what it leads to. And it's fantastic performances, great acting, fucking great script from David Mamet. And I love the play. I directed the play one time. I wish I could direct it again. It's such a great fucking play. And it's fun to stage. It's fun to put around and to see that if you get the right group of actors, the progression of the story is so much fun as well. And certainly in this film, they do that, which I was really surprised about. All right. What's your number 5?
5 is The Corporation.
What is that?
The documentary.
I never saw that. What is that?
So the premise of it is this. So if we as a society, through our laws, are going to recognize corporations as having the same rights as people in a lot of regards, then why don't we psychologically analyze this person? And they go through a corporation's motivations. And it's like, okay, well, if you saw that in an individual, that individual would be categorized as psychotic or as narcissistic or as all these things, which, yes, a corporation's motivations, if we're going to look at it like a person.
Yeah.
And the reason it to me is Wall Street, it's a mix of all corporations.
Yep.
But a guy, I want to say he was talking about 9/11, says the first thing I thought to get into when I hear all this terrible news was I need to get either in or out of gold, but I believe into gold immediately.
Wow.
Because the price will skyrocket because people want a more solid foundation in turmoil.
Yep.
So certain commodities, most commodity prices go up.
Wow.
And he's like, that was my first thought. My first. And the crystallization, I want to say it was for 9/11.
Yeah.
It was just somebody on the New York Stock Exchange was like, wow, that is a motivation. You don't think about the terrible, what must this be like?
Right.
What is going on? Like, I don't understand. Your first thought is, oh, well, when the streets run red is the best time to invest.
Yeah.
Where can I put my money?
Right.
Like, oh, okay, Rothschild.
It's like those it's like the shootings, right? Whenever there's a mass shooting, for some fucking reason, guns and rifles
sales go up.
They go up.
I know.
They go up. It's incredible.
Catherine and I had a discussion about this 3 years ago, and I was like, listen, just so you know, I don't know if you want to, but this is pretty much a sure bet.
Yeah.
The guns will go up, or anytime there's a clamoring for any kind of legislation, buy whoever owns AR-15s.
Yeah.
Because the people are going to make a mad rush, and their next probably 2 quarters sales are going to be way higher.
Yeah.
And that legislation is getting pushed through anytime soon, and you can just ride the profits. And done.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're okay investing with guns?
No, we didn't do it because we were both like,
But you
it's
suggested
really
it.
gross. It's one of those of, look, this is a possibility within the
Right,
market.
right.
Do we want to do this?
Right.
We were both like, it feels really gross.
Yeah.
It feels really gross.
Bin Laden is not that far away from that.
Yes.
Just letting you know.
Exactly. It's the same type of
You could have made the jump, man.
coulda. But at the same time.
I'm curious of this thing. Yeah, but but that's what I appreciate about you and Catherine. You guys are really smart about money, man. You're way smarter about it than I am, and I appreciate that when
You have different.
Yeah, different. But I wish I had that. I would rather be more about that because that provides long-term security in this world than I am.
Maybe.
yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Because they said it was smarter to rent in the last economic downturn than it was to have bought.
Oh, okay.
You're buying at an inflated price, and
Okay.
renters actually saved money over the course of that, and you lost. By and large. But some people, like another movie we're going to get to, own 2 and 3 condos on subprime mortgages.
Oh, yeah.
So like, well, you shouldn't have. We will be getting to that.
Yes, we will. Let's see.
Yeah, so the corporation is just that. There is no greater description beyond it. Plus, honestly, it has some of the great imagery on a movie poster.
Yeah.
Just simple. It is this red silhouette of a man with a briefcase, and he has horns. And it maybe has a tail. But you see it and you're like, I know what this thing's about.
I'm in now.
And people are like, oh, it's just attacking businesses. Well, it's if businesses were left unchecked
Yeah.
and they can accrue so much more power and have way more a hand in huge politically shifting or shaping events.
Yeah.
Like the motivations of this corporation. It's why we have, banana republics at one point in our lifetimes.
True.
Now, think of the companies and how much more power there are certain companies that make more than other countries.
Yeah. Yep.
Just they're a bigger player in some regards.
So Sheffield United in May of this year denied their links to the Bin Laden family.
Oh, you looked that up?
Yeah. I want to make sure.
But have they offered any proof, or are they just publicly saying, "But hey"? It's like Chappelle's bit, like, I've never slept with her. Please believe me. Nobody's going to believe you. Please. Swear to God.
No, I'm saying. An accountant has denied knowing Sheffield United might be getting money from a relative of former Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden. They're hearing evidence right now in the High Court. This was in May of 2019. So they're denying it. And they called the claims rubbish. But we haven't. I don't see a decision here. So maybe it's still ongoing.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
Let's see if it balloons beyond this.
Yeah, right. There's more to take a look at.
Yeah. Well, if the people making claim, okay, do you have any proof of your claim? Or
Exactly. You're just saying. So Ashley Prowse, send us some proof before you.
Could be the article that he sent me that I didn't click on when I was working because I was just scrolling through Twitter.
All right. Well, I because if it doesn't say that it's definitely. That situation, they don't make Matt Nose jump off the blades. The blades are doing well.
Dude, what if it cuts to like the stitching in their uniforms is Bin Laden's beard? They shaved it all off. They managed to get it. Now they sew it in a little bit of Bin Laden into every kit, so to speak.
That's horrible to think about.
It is horrible to think about.
Woof.
I'm out.
Yeah, exactly.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
In all the worst ways. All right, number 5 was your
corporation.
Okay, number 5 is the Trading Places, which is the slight pun from earlier because it's in the top 5.
Yeah.
I love this movie to pieces, man. People don't talk about it with the same reverence as they do like Coming to America or Beverly Hills Cop.
I don't think it's as good as those.
No, really? Okay. I love it.
There's nothing wrong with it, but Beverly Hills Cop, that first one, to me, is iconic. I know a lot of people say that about 48 Hours. I've always had a pull to Cop and Coming to America.
Yeah.
Those are my, Coming to America is my favorite Eddie.
Agreed.
And then
Can't be beat.
Beverly Hills Cop, like there's others and whatnot. Mm-hmm. This one I just don't go back to watch all that much.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you
That's why it rates lower.
Is it because it's a Dan Aykroyd story rather than Eddie Murphy, like a co-story?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I appreciated the callback of the two of them, Mortimer and whatnot, and Coming to America.
That was brilliant.
They were great in it. I just, the disconnection, I guess, with Aykroyd's character is what sours me on coming back.
One of the quietly true things about life is that Aykroyd is only interesting in a few films. He's not really interesting in a lot of films.
That is one of the quietly true things in life.
No, I mean, nobody wants to admit it.
That's why it's quietly true.
That's what I'm saying. Like Blues Brothers, that's Belushi's movie, not Aykroyd's movie. Ghostbusters.
I submit it's not a movie, but go ahead.
Stop you. Bill Murray is the Ghostbusters is Bill Murray's movie. That is not Dan Aykroyd's movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's rarely. I mean, when you look at Aykroyd movies, My Stepmother is an Alien, not that great, but people love The Great Outdoors. So. Right, I don't either.
Yeah,
but people defend that movie like crazy.
John Candy as a kid, and that one I saw it in the theater.
Right.
And it was like, nope.
Nah.
I saw it the once. I know I've seen it since, but I'll go back and watch 10 others of his.
Yeah.
Shit, I'd probably watch, Wagons East before I watch that.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof, that's a strong statement. You'd watch that
Canadian Bacon, isn't he in that?
Yeah, he is in that.
That was on Comedy Central a lot. I've seen that movie when I was in college.
Which was the last one? Wagons East? I think Wagons East was the last
I think so.
Yeah. And Canadian Bacon, who was that? Eugene? No, that was Armed and Dangerous, the one Eugene Levy.
Yeah, no, that was Prime Candy.
Yep.
Those other two are on the tail end of his, before he passed.
Right.
I don't want to say career because he, passed prematurely.
No, it's true. Very good point. Point. So, he is what he is, Dan. And no offense to Dan. He's certainly a very nice gentleman and been successful, but I just don't think his movies are all that great. Although I did like him in Grosse Pointe Blank. He's good in Grosse Pointe Blank.
Yeah, as the other assassin.
Oh, wait. Dr. Detroit. Great in Dr. Detroit. I love Dr. Detroit, that 80s film. He's good in that.
It's one of those, I know I've seen it, couldn't tell you anything about it.
Oh, fair.
It's been so long. I can definitively say, yeah. Because for the longest time, I associated that movie with Kiss just because of Detroit, because I never heard Kiss. It wasn't playing on the radio
Right.
and whatnot. I just knew who they were.
Yeah.
Like they showed up in Scooby-Doo cartoons.
So you didn't know. You just saw Kiss on the Scooby-Doo cartoons. You're like, oh, this is interesting.
And then I found out after once I got a
they're
little older that they were a band, but
Yeah.
still didn't know the tunes and whatnot. And that
great.
that existed in my head at roughly the same time. And I was like, oh, I wonder if it's like a tie-in, somehow like what Detroit Rock City became.
Yeah.
Some kind of story about like rock music in Detroit, but that one's more Kiss,
Right.
Detroit Rock City, obviously. But yeah, I couldn't tell you a thing about it.
Interesting, yeah. I'd throw Dragnet in the mix as well for Dan. So four in his favor of 105
Yeah.
projects. So
I don't blame him for not liking Dragnet. I think it was just a weird choice overall for me.
You're crazy. I love that movie.
I know.
I love that movie.
Outside of Dabney Coleman, I could leave the rest. Dabney is amazing.
Go get my magazine.
Exactly. Having this list, it's just so great.
Mud.
All the rest of it, it's like it's a whatever. It's a shrug.
Oh man.
I know. Look, it's got Hanks.
I know.
And I was head over heels for Hanks.
It was kind of the last gas of Hanks doing comedies, man.
You know what? And we're the better for it.
I don't know.
I liked him in comedies, but
Yeah.
if that meant
Oh,
he had
true.
to go on and do everything he did after, I'm
Yeah.
utterly fine with that.
Right. I hope he find his way back to
So
it.
do I.
Like he's great in those
he still
SNL
does.
sketches. Those are great.
Yeah.
My
David S.
God.
Pumpkins.
Yeah, Pumpkins is genius. It's
great.
But no, him being on Black Jeopardy as the white country dude.
Oh, yeah.
That was genius.
Yeah, listen, they're both more than likely poor.
Yeah.
Socioeconomically poor.
Exactly.
So they are going to have a lot of the same gripes.
You can make it work.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, good film. Jamie Lee Curtis, fantastic in the film as well. I think a young Al Franken in this thing. And, of course, the dude from Breakfast Club being the mean dude all over the place in that film as well. And a nice little twist, but great stuff from Don Amici and Ralph Bellamy, of course. All right. What's number 4?
4 is The First Wall Street.
It's a punt.
Okay, that's fine. It's top 4. You're acting like I'm denigrating the movie. Oh, that's a punt. Let's not act as though this thing is... Daryl Hannah doesn't act as an anchor at times.
How dare you?
Slowing this thing down.
I don't know what's wrong with you today. Maybe you've been creating too much grout. It's affecting your brain.
It could be, dude. I've inhaled more than likely a lot of
I know. I'm a little worried about
I just cleaned my nails today. I had grout and crap on it.
Oh.
You can see where finally my thumbnail is growing back
Oh, Jesus.
over on the side because scrape off and then there'd be these tiny lines and I just used my thumbnail and it just, it's not quite hardened cement, but
Yeah.
a little fine and it just chipped away at my thumb. It was much deeper at one point.
You're a man's man. Man knows.
And no, I just knew I could do it and now it's like, oh, yeah, but this is a shitload of stuff.
It is. Number 4 then for me is the punt from earlier, Boiler Room, I think.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I really like this movie, man.
I've seen it a lot of times.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
A lot of times.
That's what I'm saying.
It was on repeat in college. We had a Stars filter, and it was one of Stars' movies.
Yeah.
So I saw this thing a lot of times. I like it. It's just, it seems very of the moment to me in my head.
I would have put Glengarry higher, but Glengarry is not like 100% connected.
Yeah,
to Wall
Boiler Room
Street.
is.
Boiler Room is, and I like you said, it's rewatchable, eminently rewatchable. It's a fantastic story through Giovanni Ribisi and his situation with his dad and all that he goes through, and is a guy who's trying to figure out where he belongs in the world, sees this situation, wants to kind of prove himself, wants to have his own voice in the world, sees his dad is so uber successful, he'd like to be that successful on his own, runs these games out of the rooms, and then sees a bigger roulette wheel or a game of chance to play with Wall Street, and after much difficulty figures it out, but then eventually, has to make that decision to kind of turn states, so to speak, and kind of set this whole thing up. I love it to pieces, and it's great. Even Vin Diesel is fucking fantastic in this film. Ben Affleck's good in this film.
Oh, yeah?
Jeez, I can't remember that actor's name who
With
plays
the other
his friend.
douche?
Yeah, the other douche who plays his friend with the
Kind of like, Vince Vaughn's douche in Swingers.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, it's like, you look a lot like the other dude, act like him a lot, just parroting a lot of what he's saying. What's funny to me about this movie is this is, for me, this is your Goodfellas. I like it until the switch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck to me. I love the switch. Like, you can't have the movie exist without the switch. I hear what you're saying, though. All right.
I was enjoying the movie, and I would like to a downfall within that system. But look, you're telling me this didn't burn down Rome.
Right.
This still exists.
Yeah, true.
But at the same time, it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable.
Nia Long's in this thing as well.
Uh-huh.
And Nicky Katt is the guy I'm thinking about. Scott Conn is in this. Jamie Kennedy's in this. And then Ron Rifkin plays his dad. Tom Everett Scott.
Forgot Jamie Kennedy was in that.
Yeah. Tom Everett Scott, who I'm enjoying. We've been watching I'm Sorry, that Andrea Savage show.
Oh, my wife likes that.
Yeah,
likes that show.
it's a good fucking show. That's basically my girlfriend. She is basically my girl. Like, everything she does in that show, except crack those jokes the way she does, is basically my girlfriend, how she views the world. And it's mind-blowing to watch the show and see certain things that she does. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I look over and she's got a fucking impish grin on her face because she knows it's her. It's insane, that show. I love it. The second season is supposed to be coming to Netflix soon, so I can't wait to catch up on that. Anyway, where were we, man? Oh, you're 3.
Yeah, my 3, which is a punt from earlier, American Psycho.
Okay.
Not a fan?
It's not that I'm not a fan. It's more like it's a film that isn't my kind of movie. It isn't my movie, even though I respect it and it's on my list. It's just not my kind of movie because of the shit that goes down in here. And I was like, do I really care about these motherfuckers? I really don't.
No, but I like it at the end. It's more a discussion of what really happened.
Yeah, true. That's a fair point.
And for that, like as we've said, it's been, the siren or the calling card of this show. They live in a fictional world.
Yeah.
So to see him create a fiction on top of a fiction, and now you don't know which is reality.
Yeah.
It's super interesting. When they have so much money in their ivory tower that the perfect business card is somehow, it's this minimalist.
Yeah.
Where the perfect business card is actually the thing. And that's going to change in like 6 months, a year. And then it's going to be the perfect this. But because they don't have any real worries on some level, they can obsess over this trivial fucking thing.
Yeah. How the letters lift
Exactly.
off.
And,
the
people
card,
do it. Some people invest in, wearing better clothes or nicer cars or accessorizing the car or whatever. It's outward display of wealth.
Yeah.
To them, it's now, we all know we have money.
Yeah.
Have you seen this fucking thing? Have you seen this? Dude, Cardstock, fuck you, Cardstock. This is whatever.
Feel the weight of that.
32.3 grams. That's a nice.
This is a nice.
As close as you can get to cardboard without being cardboard. That's how classy this is.
That's fair. Samantha Mathis in this thing. A couple other people in this thing, but not really that many people have notes.
Willem Dafoe.
Oh, right, Dafoe. Fuck, I
plays
always
the
forget
cop.
about Dafoe. Right.
Obviously, Christian Bale.
Yes.
The one woman that ended up being in Brown Bunny, Chloe Sevigny.
Oh, Chloe Sevigny. Yeah, that's right.
Sevigny?
She plays his assistant.
Yeah,
that's right.
And who else?
Jared Leto's in this thing.
Jared Leto is in that thing.
Wow, Josh Lucas is in this thing. Reese is in this thing. Reese Witherspoon plays one of the rich people, I guess. One of those girls that they all hang out with.
Blanking on that one.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe, like you said. Oh, Reggie Cathy's in this. I like Reggie. He's always cool. He's got that smooth voice, man.
Reggie Cathy?
Yeah, he was like. Remember? Did you see that terrible Fantastic Four from like a couple of years ago with?
Yeah, sure. Which one? I've seen them all.
Okay, he's the black dad of those that they adopted, like the one with Michael B. Jordan and Rooney Mara.
Oh, okay. I saw that movie once. I don't remember.
Okay. All right.
I don't remember him.
I think he's in The Wire. Wasn't he in The Wire?
He could be. I can't visualize who we're talking about right now.
He has the curly hair and the glass. He has like I think he's.
Who would have been on The Wire? Curly hair with glasses?
Oh, yeah. He's Norman Wilson in The Wire.
Show me the picture.
Sure. I'm sorry. I thought you know the character. You knew Ziggy.
Yeah, but okay, sure.
No, yeah.
Sure.
Is it, where is he? Is he in the paper? Is he part of the paper, or what does he do?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm visual. So he was...
Norman.
He had to be season 5.
Right.
Or season, the newspaper season. Because that's the only one that now I don't go back to rewatch.
Right.
Because I think it's just subpar to me compared to what they were.
Oh, no, he's part of the dudes trying to get Garcetti elected.
Oh, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's in the car all the time with
Yes.
them, and he's constantly trying to keep him on the schedule.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Dude, that show is still good. I almost want to rewatch
it so
it
holds
again.
up.
Yeah.
It so holds up.
Yep.
But you can go back, so long as you know the story, you can go back for whichever season you want to.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you can fill in the blanks of, oh, yeah, how'd I get here?
Yeah, I mean, I get why people like American Psycho. I don't know. It just doesn't. It's just there's something about it that just doesn't kind of grab me because I really don't give a fuck about any in the movie.
Yeah.
I think
Look,
that's why I don't go back and watch it.
It's an easy critique. I do that all the time with
Yeah.
movies of like, who am I supposed to care for here?
Right.
But on the outside looking in, every Wall Street movie, I go into it going, I'm more than likely going to despise you on some.
All you motherfuckers. Yeah.
Well, it's just your motivation is so singular
Yeah. True.
that it's the bleeding edge of a knife, and all the rest of us, if we're in your way,
Yeah.
you're going to do your best to cut us down.
Right.
It's kind of a tough road to hoe unless I'm behind you, and I'm not in the wake.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair point. All right. So then my number 3, because that was your number 3, right? Now my number 3 is The Big Short.
That's my number 2.
Okay. I see. Oh, I see what you did here. All right.
Yeah, the other
Fair
one's my
enough.
favorite.
Fair enough. All right.
It's of Wall Street, the fun side of the largesse.
Yes. This one is this one's a
So good.
lesson. This one's
It
a
is.
lesson.
I now know what CDOs are, collateralized debt obligations.
Yeah, yeah.
And tranches. That has stuck with me and how we got into that and then how we turned around and went, hey, we're just going to rebrand this same terrible idea we had.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's allowed to go to the lengths it did last time, I guess we'll find out in the future.
At some point, we will.
We'll find a different way to do it. Maybe not from, mortgages, find something else, but there's a lot of mortgages.
No matter what system you create, there's always someone trying to game it. There's just no way around that.
Of course.
It's just the truth. Human nature is that. How can I take advantage of this situation to my benefit, my financial benefit? How do I make this happen? And certainly in The Big Short, you see that. But I like the fact that you follow these different stories of these different characters, and yet all of them seem to have this kind of reverence and then shame about the situation. No one is like full on despicable in this movie that you really come across.
Yeah.
Everyone is more caught up in the wave of it. Except the 2 kids when they're celebrating and Brad Pitt reminds them. Yeah.
For every 1% or something, 30,000 people go on unemployment or some ridiculous holy shit.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was X number of people die because of unemployment. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reality, the reason he got out and now lives, as best he can off the grid in that he grows his own vegetables. He recycles this. He's a step beyond what the rest of us are doing.
Yeah.
Because he just sees how terrible the world is. So Christian Bale, that dude went off and his character and got completely out of it. He was a doctor before and just saw the flaw in the system, was the first to recognize just how terrible this could all really go.
It's amazing how some people can just see through it all, right? It's it's that mind palace bullshit from Sherlock. Some people can just really kind of in their head figure it out, or just kind of making a few numbers on the wall or on the paper or whatever the board, and then just figure out the holes, man. I marvel at that kind of shit. I'm not math inclined, so to me, I always marvel when people can do that. It's why Good Will Hunting is still one of my favorite movies, even though, of course, it's not Matt Damon actually being, but the fact that he can do this is phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
The ease with which he can handle numbers and equations and fractions, fuck all that. It always fucked me up in school. It was always the toughest thing for me in school. So I was terrible at physics. I was fucking terrible at physics because of that shit.
I like the theoretical and philosophical of physics. The bare bones of the math behind, I don't really – the concepts and ideas that they express in the world around us, fascinated.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the math – and I took some higher math,
Yeah.
I went took some college classes of shit that I will never use in a million years.
Right.
And I went pretty deep on it for a while. But yeah, I'm the same way. Just that's not what fascinates me about life, even though I know that is – the skeletal system of the amazing thing I see around me.
Yeah.
It's still too much to wrap my head around exactly what we're talking about. So I'd rather like the fantasy on some level.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could talk about that
That's true.
all day long. Where's The Big Short? From Adam McKay, no less.
Adam McKay.
Crushing it. That's
Yes.
why when Veep was coming out, you're like, dude, I've already seen you do something that I found to be so engaging on so many different levels. It's impressive, and not Veep, but
Vice.
Vice.
Yeah.
And I like that movie. There are a few points where I'm just like, when they do and they lived happily ever after. Just kidding, and you're like, we already knew
Yeah.
this.
A little too cute for its own good.
Well, if this was made 30 years from now and they didn't really have an understanding of Cheney, sure,
Yeah.
but the rest of us lived through it. So
Quite visceral.
yeah, and any kid now that would work on or they would enjoy,
Yeah.
they aren't old enough to give two shits about Dick Cheney.
That's a good point. It's a very good point.
But in this, when you heard it coming out, I was like, Adam McKay, okay.
Yeah.
Steve Carell, he'd been in some stuff. I would imagine Little Miss Sunshine was before this. Because he was paving his way he is kind of the lead in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him and Bale, but I think it's more so on him because he at least has more of an emotional journey.
Yeah.
But it's split, and he juggles all these different storylines really well.
I think Pitt is fantastic in this as well. I love when he gets to do like smaller parts in films. Pitt always kind of brings an interesting color or flavor of the movie when he shows up and does that kind of stuff. You know, it's always fun to watch him slide in and slide out. Not so much in 12 Years a Slave, but just about every other place.
I liked it.
You did? Yeah, I thought it was so out of place. I'm like,
Yeah. The problem it's out of place is because he's Brad Pitt.
yeah, exactly.
He's
right. 1,000%.
He's an excellent character actor
Yep.
who, unfortunately, is so fucking handsome, you're only going to play leading men.
Yeah.
So even when you do these small cameos, we're all like, this fucking Brad Pitt. When he came in at 12 years
Sitting in
old.
the theater.
Yeah.
Is anybody else seeing this?
I mean-
Fucking Brad Pitt.
It's like when they were doing Ocean's 11 in the press for that. And the story is Pitt was walking out ahead of Clooney and and Damon, and the paparazzi were surrounding him. And they give two shits about Clooney and Damon.
Right.
And that's when they turned to each other and were like, that's famous.
Yeah.
I mean, we're famous, but that is actually famous.
Right.
So they would take all their pictures, and then when they were done with Pitt, then they'd move on to anybody else that came. But it was like, we are trying to get every shot of you possible. It's just, so it's harder for him to slide into those characters. But he's good.
Yeah.
He's always
so
good.
He is. All right. The number two is for you is The Big Short.
Your two is probably my number one.
It is The Wolf of Wall Street. That's my number two.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Can't believe
please.
it made it there.
Yeah, huh?
Can't believe it made it there.
Yeah. Oh, it made number one for you? You were shocked by it. All right.
Not
fair.
shocked, but when I saw this the first time, I thought it was okay.
Oh, wow.
And it's upon repeat viewing that now I enjoy it each time a little bit more and a little bit more. And it just speaks to the charm and overall debauchery that this dude got to live through and escape any real consequence.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
You ruined how many lives? Yeah. And he went to a white-collar prison for a short time and then got out.
Yeah.
Still owes creditors a bunch of money, but who knows if he'll ever actually be forced to pay any of that off.
Yeah. And still trying to pitch shows and do whatever.
Yeah, and speaking
ever since that
tours.
show. Yeah, the movie rather, yeah.
So much of his wealth is supposed to now go to paying back creditors, but who knows?
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Supposed to. Whether or not the government steps in and automatically garnishes or just flat out takes the check.
Yeah.
I don't know, because then I'm sure he just works out under the table deals, and he's still making way more money than he's reporting.
Yeah.
There's no way this dude didn't. He just schemed his way. The whole world is fascinating.
I think Pitt should have. I mean, DiCaprio rather should have won the Oscar for this one, rather than Revenant. Yeah. I think he's so much more interesting in this film than in Revenant.
Yeah, Revenant. That was good.
Yeah. But there's just something that he brings this role that is surprising at every turn, every decision Jordan or the character makes.
Yeah, Belfort.
Yeah, Belfort. The character makes you just like, what the fuck? Why? Like when he goes back on
because he's a fucking pill popping junkie.
Exactly. So you don't know what you're gonna get, and that makes the performance dynamic.
Oh, when he's smoking crack early on with Jonah Hill. I was like, "Oh, the story hasn't even begun."
Yeah.
And you're smoking crack.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because he just found a loophole in the system and he was good at exploiting it.
Yeah.
Like exceptionally good. Mm-hmm. Right rat, right piece of cheese.
Yeah. Oh, I've never heard that phrase. I like that.
Guess what? I just coined that. Copyright Madden Oast in Top 10 2019.
Fine.
It could be a T-shirt, and I hope we don't ever sell one of those T-shirts. That's a terrible. You want a rat and it just says Top 10. Seems kind of weird.
Yeah, it does seem kind of weird.
Unless it's like Splinter, and then I'm okay with that rat.
Oh, okay.
Then we have to figure out who our 4 Ninja Turtles are. Or we 2 of the Ninja Turtles. Which Ninja Turtle do you want to be? I want to say Michelangelo, but Leonardo was my favorite as a kid.
Okay.
But I kind of like that. I know I'm not a Raphael.
I can't believe I'm having this discussion.
Come on. We're having this discussion.
What are the characteristics of the 4 Mutant Ninja Turtles? Tell me.
Dude, you go straight to hell. Leonardo's the leader, And he's kind of the by-the-book rules, and he's got the two blades.
I don't think that's me.
It's not me either, but
Yeah.
I always loved the two swords.
Okay.
That's what drew me to him. I was like, that's my favorite weapon.
Okay.
Michelangelo is the hanging out, let's party, have a good time. Who doesn't love that?
Okay.
Raphael is the rebel that wants to buck being led, and
Right.
is kind of a leader in his own right.
You're Raphael.
And Donatello is the kind of science I can figure out how to do it,
Yeah. I'm
The Velma.
I'm certainly Michelangelo.
or the Daphne, rather.
I'm certainly Michelangelo.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Because when I think of Michelangelo, I think of him getting just enraged quietly, stewing in a corner, because that is part of the psyche of when I visualize you. Like when you told me the story of Makuga pushing you over, instantly I knew exactly what you looked like the rest of that day.
Yeah.
Michelangelo doesn't have days like that. We're both kind of Raphael-ish. Probably meets a little bit Leonardo, wishing we were Michelangelos.
Why would you want to be an impulsive, reckless guy? That's Michelangelo.
Well, but he's headstrong. He's confident.
Okay.
He can get the job done in place of, like, he is a co-lead.
Okay.
Donatello is just if this is the game plan, then he's Captain America.
Okay. All right. Raphael is someone did it with the Beatles. That Leonardo's Paul McCartney. Raphael is John Lennon.
Sure.
Donatello is George Harrison, and Ringo Starr is Michelangelo. I'm not Ringo.
No.
I'm not Ringo Starr.
There's no way Ringo Starr is Michelangelo. I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, no.
I'm not saying medium is saying.
I'm saying when I say you're,
Yeah.
it's in essence the inverse of the royal we.
I
am
fair
applying
enough.
it to it is all the individuals that may or may not think that.
Yes.
I don't agree with that analysis. I think it's a flawed comparison. It's 4 and 4. Hey, let's try and make Is this on BuzzFeed?
Yeah.
This is a very BuzzFeed clickbaity type of. Which Smurf are you? Oh, really going back for my generation on this one. Seems kind of weird. You should be skewing younger.
There's a quiz. Yeah, there's a quiz. We're not going to take it on the air, so fuck it. All right, let's move on.
What do you mean we're not taking it on the air?
You want to take the...
Look, that is value added. How many questions is it? Or is it just you have to click on each individual?
You have to click on individual.
Fuck it, we're not taking that.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe we just had 5 questions.
Said. Let me see if there's one here that's... all right. What's your favorite pizza topping? Cheese, meat lovers, Hawaiian, or spinach and feta?
Well, who's not picking meat lovers of those?
A lot of people might not pick meat lovers. I pick meat lovers. You picking meat lovers?
Of course.
All right, we're both picking meat lovers. All right, which character is your favorite ally of the Turtles? Casey Jones, Usagi Yojimbo, April O'Neil, or Mondo Gecko?
I don't know who Mondo Gecko and the second one were, so I'm going to go with Casey Jones.
You go Casey? All right. I will take April O'Neil, but I'll give you the Casey. You have 1 hour free time. How do you spend it? Reading a book, tinkering in a workshop, working out, or playing video games?
Well, okay, so playing video games is Michelangelo, working out is Raphael. I can winnow down, okay, what are you asking me?
Oh, don't overthink the quiz. Just
reading
answer
a
the question.
book is not, we're not going to take the rest of this quiz because this could go on for 10 more questions, and we've only done me.
You wanted to do it.
I know. It was like 5 listed questions we could both answer.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
If it's each individual, it's like, this is going to take forever.
Well, this thing's 20 questions
Yeah.
long.
So then we
it's
get
way
through
too
my
long.
side and we're like, all right, let's do
turn it around.
yours.
All right, anyway, Wolf of
That'll
Wall
be a
Street.
Patreon exclusive.
Wolf of Wall Street there at my number 2. You're number 1. Margot Robbie's fantastic in the movie as well. Jonah Hill's fantastic. Everyone's good in this thing. Even Rob Reiner's funny as his dad.
He is.
So good. All right. So
You're number 1.
It is Wall Street. Yeah. Gordon Gekko, Michael Douglas, the original 1980s film from Oliver Stone with Charlie Sheen. # winning Tiger Blood. This film still works for me on I watch it all the fucking time. It is so good. I watch scenes from it. I loved Gekko. Because like you live vicariously through a guy who doesn't give 2 shits. The world doesn't.
Sure.
The world does not
bends to his will.
Yeah, they bend to his will. He wants, and he's a terrible person, obviously, and what he does to Martin Sheen's airplane company and all that. Like it's terrible, but in the end, he does get his just desserts, which I think is fantastic as well. And realistic just desserts too. Well, he goes to jail.
He does.
And that scene.
The romance is what throws me off on that
him
movie.
and Daryl Hannah?
Don't buy it.
That's fair.
It feels cold.
Yeah. Well, it's the 80s, man. It wasn't warm in the 80s.
Dude, I don't know what 80s you lived through, but mine was Technicolor and just magic. Magic. Starcourt Mall? I'm sure we all identify with that.
Oh, there we go. Stranger Things. Nice. Nice reference.
What'd you think of this season?
I like this season. Didn't we do a review? I thought we did a review. We didn't do a review. Here's what I'll say. I enjoyed the season a lot. is very close to being my favorite season. But
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, just because I just think there was a lot going on here that I enjoyed. But that being said, I really hated watching them kiss and pair up with people, and like I don't need to see it. Like these are kids and they're figuring things out, and I don't want to know.
Well,
I like the kid with the long distance girlfriend. That was fine for me, but the other people hooking up and kissing and I can't.
Steve's jilted lover.
Oh right, yeah, that
Awesome.
was great. Maya Hawke.
Yeah, awesome. She's great. Then you just end up seeing her, once upon a time.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, good for
It,
you.
it wasn't until the second or third episode that I was, why does she look so goddamn familiar? And then I looked it up. I was like, oh, of course, because she's Uma Thurman's daughter. Her face.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter, Maya Hawke. Yeah.
Wow, did I put two and two? She's great.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
She's great.
But you can watch that show, or watch the show and watch her episodes. She speaks exactly in the speech pattern like Uma does.
Okay.
And her looks sometimes, the laugh cry, totally Uma. And so you see the influences of Uma, because she looks like Uma a lot in her acting. And so it's just like, oh, okay, no wonder it looks familiar to me. That's why I looked it up, because I was like, why did she look familiar? So familiar. It was driving me nuts.
Yeah, no, she seemed polished. Mm-hmm. So I thought she's been working. Where have I not seen her before?
Right. I think she went to Tisch or Carnegie Mellon, one of those strong, like big acting schools. So she's later and she's a model as well. So she does a lot of stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed the season. Did you
Carnegie Mellon has acting?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong.
I thought Carnegie Mellon was kind of like an MIT-ish.
Oh yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
Because I had a friend that went there for computer science. He used to work up in Silicon Valley.
Oh wow.
Yeah, then he gave it all up in stock options and all this stuff and started doing comedy.
Okay.
Now he's a writer. Well, he's done well. He's a smart guy.
No, she went to Juilliard. My bad.
Juilliard?
She should have
Okay.
defaulted to the easy one. My bad. She went to Juilliard. So there you go. Yeah. I mean, come on. Look at that. I mean, she just looks just like Uma in that shot. It's insane. She looks just like Uma in that shot. The same smile, the
Kinda.
nose. It's all
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Totally. All right. So there you go. So Wall Street, it's just about, if you haven't seen it and you're a kid or whatever, you haven't seen it, indulge in this thing. It's a lot of fun. Terrence Stamp is good in the movie as well. And it's actually a really damn interesting story. And it gives you an idea. Ironically, the 80s were crazy like that. People like the Wall Street jobs, the trader jobs that Charlie Sheen works, though their numbers increased after Wall Street came out, which is ironic. Even though it was a negative story about what happens to this guy, people still wanted to try and chase that buck being that thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Sometimes, art fuels life in that regard. Helps create the myth. It's like mobsters after seeing The Godfather.
Right.
Changed up a lot of what they do because like, this is,
Yeah.
that's how you do it. All right, guy.
Calm down, guy.
Exactly. Now, how many of them, honor that it's my daughter's wedding? Of course, you can ask me any favor on the wedding of my daughter.
I really think none of them do that now. All right, that's our separate list of the top 10 Wall Street movies. Now we're going to combine this mother into one. Do you want to write, Matt? I'll just do the banging.
You got him, my man.
Okay. I'll kick the bongos while you're doing that number 10.
Well, Wolf would be, since it's 1-2, because otherwise it's Wall Street 1-4.
Right.
So that means that is the number 1. Now, is 1-4 better than 2-3? That's the question I'm asking you while he's out there. Is 1-4 better than 2-3?
Better than 2-3?
I would say 1-4 is a better combo than 2-3. That benefits you, by the way.
Okay, fine.
I'm making that declaration.
I agree. Just warming up a little bit. So Wall Street, is that what you're going to put there?
Wall Street and then The Big Short.
All right. The Big Short.
All right. So then 3, where'd you have Psycho? 7?
American Psycho is number 7, yeah.
Do we have anything that beats 3-7? Trading Places, I guess? What is that? 5-6?
Uh-huh.
I think 3-7 beats 5-6.
I think so, too. My Boiler Room is 4. What number is that for you?
10.
Okay. We'll wait on that one then.
But yeah, so I would say Trading Places and then Boiler Room.
Okay.
Because we don't have anything else in common, do we?
American Psycho.
Already got that.
Okay.
Oh, we have Margin Call.
Yeah, Margin Call, which is my number 10.
Yeah, Boiler Room's higher then.
Okay.
All right, then Margin Call.
Okay.
What do you got left? What's your highest?
Glengarry,
At
6.
I got Corporation at 5.
Okay.
So we'll do the Corporation,
Okay.
Glengarry,
All right.
and finally number 10. What do you got? I got 8 Barbarians at the Gate.
I got 8 Inside Job.
I've never seen Inside Job. Have you seen Barbarians at the Gate?
No, I sold the book though. Let's do the flip, Matt.
Flipperooskoo.
Yeah, I didn't bring the coin this time.
I've got a officially weighted, not the horse shit you brought in last time. Where
What
it
horse shit?
ended up aces for Johnny every time. I think
What do
that
you
was,
do? What kind of
that was the
bullshit
name on
narrative
the,
are you creating?
You don't remember that when we were flipping and it just kept coming up for you when the Queen versus
Oh no, I came up even every time.
I got a regular quarter.
Oh,
Well, this one's weighted for me.
oh right, exactly.
And then hold on.
Well, look at you stacked it. That's interesting. You got all those. You got another one? Oh,
I think it was the Hasso replacement coin.
yeah.
Should I put them all in one? Probably. But 2 little jewel things. I got that and I got uncut diamonds. in
Which,
here, John.
I think Hassel gave us the one I have is the one. This is the last one
Yeah,
Hassel gave us.
he gave you that in
It's
person.
not weighted.
Yes, it is.
No, you're insane.
Didn't we just do we did the flip count on the 2 shows ago, 3 shows
It
ago.
was pretty 50%. I thought.
Okay, Trump.
I'm just
Okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I mean,
now you went too far.
Now that I think about it, it's more like 50-50.
It was going through
it was
Alabama. I
totally
swear,
even.
it was going through Alabama.
totally even. The numbers say it was weighted on one side. Nah,
No. Give me
not
my
how it
Sharpie.
happened.
I'll change
It's
those.
not how it
numbers.
happened. All right. We got Soups. We got Batman.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
And I'll do a little shimmy shake so I don't know which side is up that I flip it from.
Fair enough.
Because I guess potentially that could
Does it?
alter
Oh,
the
okay.
outcome. I don't know.
All right.
That's a Batman right there.
That didn't hit the ground. What are you talking about? Are you trying to count that?
That bounced. Okay. That bounced beautifully twice on the chair.
I didn't say anything until it didn't hit the ground.
Okay. You didn't because it didn't come up for you. You were fine with it until that moment.
That's not true.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll play to your bullshit rules. This is how they play out in South America.
How dare you?
I don't fucking like it.
How dare you?
I don't like it. Here. Pure flip. Old Batsy again. You want to flip it?
That's
you,
weighted.
you can flip it yourself. We do this every time.
That's a weighted coin.
It's not. I think you've won just as much with this coin as I have.
You see, that's what I'm saying. You've transposed.
This one I know.
You've transposed about the narrative
Look,
from the other coin.
I have not. I am an honest.
What's that say? What's that say, Matt Nost?
Yeah, but that was a shit flip.
What?
That was a shit
now-
flip.
now you-
That was a shit flip. It's like you had a stroke as your film was going to flick, and it just kind of hovered in there, just like that one.
Okay.
Let's try it a third time. That's Superman, but we're not counting that, I guess, right?
It's gonna hit the
That's still Superman. That's a good flip.
Batman.
That's a good flip.
All right.
Superman.
That's fair.
You just got to give it a little flickaroosko, a little flip. That's all. Barbarians at the Gate.
So shall it be. All right, let's do this thing. The top 10 Wall Street movies, yeah. At number 10.
Barbarians at the Gate.
At number 9.
Glengarry Glen Ross.
At number 8.
The Corporation.
At number 7.
Margin Call.
At number 6.
Boiler Room.
At number 5.
Trading Places.
At number 4.
American Psycho.
At number 3.
The Big Short.
At number 2.
Wall Street.
And our number 1 Wall Street movie is
The Wolf of Wall Street.
right on the point there.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right, there you go. Bro, we're almost at an hour and a half. Let's wrap this thing up. What do we got to talk about?
Nothing. Go to facebook.com/groups/the Top 10 Show. Follow me online at Matt Nost, MATTKNOST.
You can follow me at The Roca Says on Twitter and on Instagram. And hey, for those of you who want to see us live in Houston, go to the Facebook page of Houston C. If you are going to come,
Yes.
if you haven't committed or written down or sent us a thing or been counted as a possible ticket holder for Houston, take a look at that. We're kicking around some dates in November, possibly. So
We'll see if we can make it, but
Yeah,
we've
we'll
reached
see.
out to a number of different venues.
Yes, we have.
And we have a person looking on our behalf, and we're actively scouting, and then after that, we're moving on to Toronto.
yeah, absolutely.
But Houston, stay stay tuned. We're trying to figure out a date that will work, and we'll make magic.
That's right.
We'll make magic.
Like we always do. All right, thanks everybody for listening this week on the Top 10 Show. And for those of our patrons who are watching us live, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Really appreciate it. You're awesome, and you make the show worth doing for both of us. So we'll talk to you next time on the Top 10.